moved here, but I mean, there's food that goes back thousands of years with our Indigenous people as well. We're very good at appropriating other people's food ideas.
Today I'm coming here for the Parma. Why do you think some people consider this Australian food?
Well, again, along that appropriation theme, there's a couple of versions that have evolved over time. It started in Italy with an eggplant dish. Then I think the Italian immigrants in the United States came up with their chicken parm. But our version is kind of an amalgamation of all of those along with a schnitzel. It's kind of like a sandwich that you eat with cutlery. It just ticks every box.
Mitch, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now let's head into the kitchen. Boom, we are in the Parma kitchen. I am with Susil and he is a Parmacist. Yes?
Yes.
Here, what's special about this place is they are crumbing their own chicken. So right here we have some lightly seasoned, pre-measured, pre-portioned chicken breasts. Take it away. Oh, step one, dredge it in the flour. After the flour, it heads into the egg wash, and the egg wash is seasoned with salt and pepper. Finally, the breadcrumbs go on top. Our next step is putting all of these glorious parmas into the oil. So right here we have our chicken that has been breaded. It is now time to transform this into the classic Australian Parma. Let's go. Step one, their Napoli sauce. It goes on top of the chicken. From here, ham. The ham is lightly smoked. And then underneath, their signature cheese mix going on top of the Parma. From here, it is gonna head into the oven where that cheese is gonna melt and it's gonna get all delicious. Time has passed and it looks like we have our final product right here. Look at that, nice color, a little bit golden brown on the edges. The cheese has melted all the way through. He puts it on a plate with some chips and a salad. He hits it with some parsley and that is finished. Parma. Let's get into it. This is a food that's a little confusing. It reminds me of being in Germany eating schnitzel. That said, I used to work at a very fine dining establishment known as Applebee's. We had something there called a chicken parmesan, and that was chicken that was breaded with a marinara and cheese. That's it. Here, their classic traditional version most resembles that. Look at that, juicy chicken breast, all of it beautifully breaded. And I gotta say, it looks more juicy than I expected. Let's give it a shot. Oh, there's so much happening there. First of all, the sauce, extremely savory, full of flavor, tastes like delicious Italian food. The ham adds a hint of brininess to the overall flavor. It makes it more juicy, it makes it more flavorful. I like it. Susil is quite the Parmacist. But this is the more classic version of Parma here in Australia. Then they have this. This is Parma on a whole new level. Let's take a little bit of a tour. Right here, we have the Hawaiian Parma.
Basically just your classic Parma with those classic Hawaiian ingredients, just ham and pineapple.
And then right here, this is their crunchy Parma.
It's got hot sauce, Frank's hot sauce, and potato gems, or as you would call them, tater tots.
I'm sorry, what did you call it? Potato jams?
Potato gems, yes. Look at them. They look like they're little gems of potato.
Potato gems? That sounds way fancier than tater tots. And then we go over here to Australian Parma. I thought Parma is already Australian. Why call it the Aussie Parma?
I mean, you can never make it too Australian, can you? Very similar to an Aussie pizza, which is bacon, egg, and cheese.
Then there's this one right here. That, my friends, is the Mexican Parma.
Instead of the Napoli sauce, they make a bean mix, chuck on some guacamole, some sour cream, some jalapenos.
I'm sorry. Have you ever seen a Mexican in Australia?
Not lately.
I don't know if I can try all of these. Let's try the Mexican one. I mean, this is pretty different. There's no marinara. They're going with beans and some classic Mexican toppings. Let's try it out. Very nice. Anytime you're working with a good base, it's hard to mess it up. The chicken itself, it's already fantastic. So dare it to say, I feel like they could pile almost anything on top of there and it's gonna be good. Here, the beans do a good job of replacing the marinara. It's cheesy. There's guacamole. I feel like I'm eating fried chicken nachos. What's fun about this food is it's just like a complete clash of cultures. It's a little bit Mexican, it's a little bit Australian, it's a little bit Italian, it's a little bit American, it's a little bit of everything. It's confused, but at the same time, it makes sense. I'm gonna try one more. Guys, do I try the cowboy Australian one or do I try the Hawaiian one? I think we go Hawaiian. Canned pineapple, let's go. Juicy, fruity, sweet. Pineapple going on pizza, it's one of the most controversial things you can do with pizza. You think America is polarized now with politics. Pizza is what's really driving the country apart. There are the people who absolutely think pineapple on pizza should be abolished. Meanwhile, I went to Gordon Ramsay's pizza restaurant in the UK and he has a Hawaiian pizza. I think to stick it to all the critics. So this is our third location. I feel like we're building momentum, but we have so much more to see. Let's keep moving. After that Parma, it is time to switch up our proteins. We are moving from land animals to fish from down under the sea. Behind me, a fish and chip shop. I know what you're thinking. Wait, isn't fish and chips British food? Well, it is. It started there, but then it moved here and they made it better, I hope. Let's go inside and see how they're making fish and chips in Melbourne.
Welcome to Carlisle Seafood, opened in 1907. It's the oldest fish and chip shop in all of Melbourne. 21 years ago, it was taken over by a Lebanese family. But even though the owners have changed, they've kept the original recipes, the classic architecture, and the long-standing traditions alive.
Boom, I am in the kitchen right now with Hannah. You're originally from Lebanon.
Yes.
For you, how would you define Australian food?
It's literally impossible to explain Australian food because there's like so many cultures and so many things.
So let's get into the fish and chips. Tell me, what is the difference between British fish and chips and fish and chips here in Australia?
Over here, we use gummy shark. That's everyone's go-to. In Britain, they serve fish and chips with mushy peas, gravy. Over here, we just sell fish with chips and a salad.
So two big differences. I mean, the type of fish is huge. Why are folks here using the gummy shark?
It's the least fishiest taste. It's the cleanest and it's really tasty.
Amazing. Let's get into some cooking. So right now I am with Hannah's father. This is Jimmy, and Jimmy has some fish right here. So this is the gummy shark. This is a fish I'm going to be trying shortly.
First, Jimmy starts by filleting the gummy shark, cutting it into thin slices. Then he dips each piece into their homemade batter and drops it into the fryer.
Jimmy tells me these are the crunchiest fish and chips in all the land.
Next, Jimmy prepares the potato cakes. Thin slices of potato coated in batter. Together with the French fries, he lowers it into the oil.
At last we have our fish and also chips all together in one fryer.
Alongside the gummy shark, I'll also be trying their barramundi fish and chips.
All right, so right here we have our chips and potato cakes. He's gonna throw some into each of these boxes right here. He's gonna hit them with a little bit of salt, then the flake, hit that with even more salt, and a couple lemons on the side. Over here we have the barramundi that's just come out of the hot oil, and that's gonna get thrown on top of those chips. Hit it with a little bit of salt.
And that's how we make our fish and chips at Carlisle Seafoods.
All right, folks, meal 4 here in Australia. When I see fish and chips, I think this is like the ultimate comfort food. It's like, are you happy? Eat fish and chips. Are you sad? Eat fish and chips. Did you just gamble away your family's life savings? Eat fish and chips. Almost any scenario you can think of, fish and chips should follow.
Sponsored by Fish and Chips.
What's really interesting about eating this is they're using shark. I've eaten shark plenty of times before, but I've eaten it in dishes that were a little bit more rare. But here, what they call flake, it's what they're using all the time for fish and chips. Beyond that, it's also about this right here. These are big fat chips like I've seen in London. Let's give one of these chips a try. That's pretty good. This is the best version of British chips I've ever tried in my life. It's actually crunchy on the outside, and then it's like mashed potatoes on the inside. This is really impressive, but that is just our first potato option of 2. Right here, we have the potato cake. So it's essentially like a big flat French fry. Let's give it a try. Very cakey. It's almost like a gigantic steamy potato chip. It's got a ton of crunch on the outside. Then on the inside, it's so satisfyingly steamy. This is really